Hey everybody, if you're watching this, you're catching the replay. Just zooming in here. Perfect. Okay, so today is really awesome. We are going to be making this beautiful little card right here. Ooh, isn't that bow so stinking pretty? So we're going to hand cut this. There's no die, there's no Cricut cut. I just did this freehand. So I'm going to show you how I did that. It's pretty easy, I think. You know, once you play with it for a little bit. So we're still going to use the same stamp set that I was using on Saturday, where I did 2 cards. It is the Mary Trimmings stamp set. So this right here is a stamp set. So we're going to do somewhat of like an ombre effect here with 3 different colors, and then we're going to create a bow and use a little bit of our shimmer brushes today. So I'm super excited. So let's get digging in on this. I'll prop this up here. Can you see it? A little bit. All right. So there's our inspiration. So we are going to start with, let me make sure I don't take this off camera and it stays right where it needs to be. Oops, I'm so sorry. I'm bumping the camera. Okay. So we are going to use this again. Now my stamp set has been cleaned from when we used it the last time. But the difference about today, we are going to be using Lagoon, Willow, and Sugarplum. Now my Sugarplum is pigment based. So that means when I do my ombre, I need to be very careful that I'm not mixing my ink into my Willow. So that's something that I just need to take some caution on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by opening up all my inks. I'm going to do Sugarplum, which is the color of the year. Love this color. Then I'm going to migrate that into, or ombre that into, a Willow, which I'm going to then ombre into a Lagoon. Stay up there, cards. Okay, so I'm going to start at the very top. And I want to get good coverage. Now, I'm gonna, this is gonna have to dry for a little bit before I do too much with it. So this is the part where I really need to be careful. So if you see my big old head pop in there, I apologize. Okay, so I've got some good coverage, and now I can come in with my Lagoon and get the bottom. Perfect, okay. I'm happy with that. So we're going to stamp our card base. Now this is, I have to remember where I put this. I have this piece cut at 5 by 4. And I'm only going to stamp it once. Perfect. And down it goes. Which I did find the magnets for this. I have a cookie cutter, inexpensive cookie cutter tray from the dollar store, and I put magnet sheets on it from the Thin Cut dies, and I usually have that displayed right here, but I've been working really hard on getting my Hello Pumpkin kits out, so that's upstairs. Anyways, my magnets are stuck to that. Woo! I love that. So they came out very nice. Nice little ombre. Now remember that top part in that Sugarplum, I had to use the pigment ink because that's the only ink pad that I have of that color right now. So I was really careful when I did my ombre into the water-based ink. But that looks really good. Okay, so now we need to cut it down, and we need to cut our piece that's going to go over top of that. And it's basically like a big dovetail, if you will. All right, and I'm going to clean my stamp really quick. And I have 2 scrubbers, and I tell the difference because I put some glitter on the end of the one that I use for pigment. Because it makes a difference. It really does. All right, I got that started. So we're going to cut this piece like that, and I'm going to show you how to do that really quick so that comes out nice. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained when I get on these. When I do my practice card, I'm kind of talking like I'm talking to you guys. Okay, you know, we'll do this, and sometimes I stop talking because, you know, I'm concentrating. So my piece, what I said was, let's see, can't really see that too well, so let me turn my trimmer this way so you can see what I'm doing. My camera's way up high, and so I have to stand on my tippy toes to kind of look at it because I can't see what it's doing. Okay, so this piece is 5 by 3.5. I believe it's 3.5. Oh, 5 by 4. So sorry. The stamp is just slightly smaller than this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the middle point of this, which is 2.5, and I'm just going to take my trimmer and I'm just going to cut it up till I hit the 2-inch mark on my board right here. On my little grid a little further. And so basically what we're going to do is a big huge dovetail. Now if you feel confident, you can just take your scissors and cut it right up to the middle, or you can just take the point of your card and the middle point of here, put it in your trimmer, and you can use the wire as a guide and just cut right down there. Okay, and you'll do the same on this side. Sorry if my big old head gets in there. Just gotta make sure this is lined up just right. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish it off with my scissors. So now there's how we get our big piece that we're gonna, this big piece right here. And of course when I do all of my cards off camera to practice and you know, make sure that it is what it is, I always use, I don't know, the non-CTMH papers, right? Like I can't use my good paper to practice. Okay, so then here's this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this side down, because if you look in the sample card, you know, there's no overage right there. So we're going to trim that down. You could definitely use your scissors for that. I'm going to use my paper trimmer because that's what it's for, right? Okay, so I'm just going to cut it down right there. I can now bring this piece in, and this is pretty wet still, but we're going to go with it. And so I'm going to line this corner and this corner up with this corner over here, like so. That's why I kind of don't care if there's overage on the top or back here. We just wanted to cut it off on the left because this is actually going to cover it up. So I'm going to put adhesive. I'll put adhesive on here, because then I don't have to worry about running my adhesive through the wet ink, which I probably should wait for it to dry, but we don't really have time for that, right? I'm so excited to show you about the bow. Like, I'm really excited that it's gonna look like, where are you going with this? Oh, I should probably finish putting adhesive over here. The reason I'm not gonna put adhesive so far back here is because it's gonna hang over a little bit. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'll line those up as best as I can. Ooh, that is coming along so nicely, and we're gonna go ahead and leave this overage on, I think. I don't know, we might cut it off. Let's cut it off. So we'll just use that base as a guide. There we go. Okay, so now to make the pretty little bow. I'm seriously so proud of that. That little bow is just, I don't know, like, I'm so proud of that. Okay, so I have a 4-inch by 1-inch piece of scrap paper. It doesn't matter too much about what the pattern is, because we're actually going to cover that up with our Sugarplum shimmer brush. Okay, so what I do is I just kind of take it like this, and I need some scissors. Ah, there they are. And so I'm just going to cut here and here, and the reason why I'm kind of folding it up but not creasing this part is so that both of my sides are somewhat even. Okay, and then I'm just, and I can kind of play with this. I'm a true right-hander, right? And this is going to look like junk. You're going to be like, this is not going to be a bow. What are you doing? It will turn out, I promise. So it kind of looks, I don't know, like swimming goggles, like really bad swimming goggles. Okay, so there's that, and then we'll just need a little bit of adhesive, and I like to use this Bonding Memories. I don't know, I just really like it. You're going to flip it over, and we're going to do this on the opposite side, so we're just going to put a little adhesive right here. And we're bringing this over, and our little tie is going to go right here. You know what I'm going to do is I need to make that a little bit skinnier. See, that's the beauty of those. I know they make dies for this. I know they make patterns. But sometimes I think it's just fun to do it yourself. Okay, much better. So there's that. I'm going to put some more on. And this bow is like 10 times bigger than the other one, so I must have done some pretty hefty cutting. And don't worry, we're going to cover a lot of this stuff up. So while that's doing that, I'm going to take just a little sliver of paper, and I'm going to put some adhesive here. And this is going to like wrap the center of it. And it's going to hide some of those areas that we don't want to be seen. But remember, like I said, we're going to cover this so it doesn't matter what the pattern. A light pattern is better than, you know, like dark. I wouldn't want to use a black on here. So I'm just really going to press down on the center to make it stay. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of fluff up my bow a little bit. Okay, and he's going to go this way. And now I'm just going to take, this was a 1x4 too, so I'm just cutting off some little ends to it. And we're just going to kind of make a little bit of a point here. And then we're going to dovetail the end of this. These are going to be our little tags for the end, our tails. Just going to giving, whoops, butterfingers. So we're just doing that dovetail work again over here. And this will be our, like I said, this will be our tails. Look, I'm even repeating myself. Oh my gosh. So it looks junky, I know, but trust me, it won't be that bad. It is going to be a little bit bigger than the other bow, but I think it'll work out just fine. When we get it all said and done, it's going to work out just fine. I promise. Maybe. So I'm going to put some adhesive back here. And I'm going to add one of my little tails. Just kind of press it down. Add my second one, and then I can kind of flip it over, and with my second one, like play with it a little bit until I get them where I want them. So I'm just going to push down. And then I'm going to kind of rub this. I got a little bit more adhesive right here than what I would have liked, and the shimmer brush doesn't cover up adhesive too well. There, that's cute. Maybe my tails could have been a little bit longer. not too worried about it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my purple, my Sugarplum purple pink shimmer brush, and I'm going to turn it from this to this. I love that color. And the reason why I'm doing this now is because we still have some more work on here, and I need this to be somewhat dry before I so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit down here so I can kind of paint with it. Look how pretty that is. And it covers up the pattern nice. You don't have to worry about it too much. We're just kind of painting, if you will. I mean, this stuff lasts forever, so I'm not too worried about the amount that I use. I don't do this on every single project. But with the fun colors that we're using for the ombre in here, this just really sets this card off. See, and this bow is just coming around so nicely. Yep, just 1 second. I'll be right up, bud. All right. And then I'll do my tails. And the reason why I'm kind of putting it down here and then painting with it is so there's not this big huge glob that goes on one spot on here and then soaks right in. I kind of want to be able to play with it a little bit. Yes, this will come off on your fingers if you rub it. The bulk of this is probably a little bit big for mailing in the mail, so you would definitely want to take that into consideration before you mailed it. Otherwise, it would be just fine for a hand-delivered card. Yep, I'll be right up, please. Yep, I'll be right up. So, my kids, seriously, I leave the room and my kids are like, hey, we need 3,000 things. Yes, just 1 second, please. And of course, my husband's sitting right upstairs and they have to walk right by him to come ask me for a glass of milk, right? Okay, so now we need to put our sentiment down here. And I'm going to go ahead and use that Merry Christmas, and you can find a Merry Christmas very small stamp set on 104 in the new catalog idea book. Very cute. And we're going to do this in, I did this originally in black, and then I went over it with the black shimmer pen. So I think we'll stick with that, but I think I want to put it up just a tad bit higher. I had it here last time, and I think I would like to put it up just a tad bit higher. So that's going to give us time for this to dry a little bit while we do our stamping. Finish it up. Those that have kids, do you understand what I'm talking about when they walk right by your husband? Like, oh, there's daddy sitting here not doing anything. Where's mom? She'll do it. We're not even going to ask him. So tap, tap, twist, twist. And then I think, like I said, I'm going to move it up than what I did on my sample card. And get my head in here. I'm so sorry. Straight down, straight up. That's going to help you give a really nice, even, crisp image. I really love how that stamps. Okay, so now we can take our gold shimmer pen and kind of fill in some of these little blanks over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough to kind of bring in, and you can do it wherever you want or however. I mean, if you want to highlight just one word instead of filling in words, that's fine too, because it's your card, right? So I will post the measurements for all of the pieces in the comments, hopefully later on today. If I don't, somebody like comment, hey, we need the measurements. So then that kind of gives it that. And I'm going to do some doodling really quick with the journaling pen. I think that just kind of brings it all in and together. I'm basically just waiting for this to dry so that I can mess with it. I kind of think it just kind of feels like when a card feels a little unfinished, This kind of helps bring it all in. Whoops. I don't think I would have liked to go that far out. And I'm going to do the same thing with my green cardstock. Just going to draw. That's the casualty of doing filming with your phone, right? And it's a live video, so it's not like I can put it on airplane mode and continue recording, because then you guys would be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I think that's enough time for that. So we're going to add some adhesive. Oh, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to put some foam tape on the back of this. I'm going to adhere this up. So I'm going to do some foam tape. I want that to be adhered, or up, not adhered. Yes, I want it to be adhered, but I want it to be up. Lord have mercy. I am just fumbling. I'm so excited. My new Hello Pumpkin kit. I've gotten all these kits out the door, and I'm on a standstill because I ran out of black glitter paper. Well, I ran out enough to actually finish the kits. And so my new order comes in on the 6th, and I'm like, oh, I cannot wait that long. All right, so we're going to center this down. Oh, I'm so glad we trimmed off the edge of that. And now I'm going to put some foam tape behind this, just a small square. It's still a little wet, but it'll do good. It'll be fine. So I'll have some of the shimmer on my finger. But not enough for it to wipe off. And then we're going to finish it off by putting it there. I could have made that bow just a tad bit smaller, since this one is so much smaller. So this was a 1x4 that I created this bow from, so I guess it wouldn't need to be maybe as wide or as long. But this is how you make a little DIY bow, and how you can change it up to make it any color or to match your project. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This was the Merry Trimmings stamp set, and you guys have a happy week.